Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple bow trap. And by now you might be asking yourself exactly why would this guy be out here in the middle of nowhere building a trap where he wasn't sure exactly what was going to get shot, much less whether that thing was going to die in a humane manner. And the answer to that question is simply for survival purposes. If I'm in a survival situation, there's no way that I can hunt every hour of the day. And using a very simple trap I'm about to show you how to make alongside with this bow will allow you to have more opportunities to get meat during the nighttime and those times and hours that you are down and unable to hunt. So simply put, you need a bow, you need an arrow, of course a little bit of string, a couple of trigger sticks, and my chosen bait for today is going to be corn nuts. It's going to go the Texas route. So let's show you what we need to do. Alright, so first things first, you need to pick a good location, one that has animals. And I've chosen one with some low-lying trees, lots of game trails, and I've got some water within about 100 yards. I've got a very small bow here, about 25 pounds. That tells me that I can't really get very large prey. I'm going to go after something about the size of a raccoon, maybe an opossum. If I want something bigger, I need to have a bigger bow, and I might have to have a little different settings. But for this area and for this tree that I'm by no accident underneath, this is perfect for it. Now, your location has to include the correct kind of tree. And I've got one that wise out just perfectly. Be picky, look around. If you need to follow your game trails for a little while, do so. I've got my string and my trigger stick, and what I'm going to do is come up here. And for this trap, I'm going to actually have the arrow pointing down. I've already scoped this out a little bit, but as you can see, the bow is hooked up where my drawstring can be pulled back, and an arrow is going to be shot down into the prey. Got my stick, got lots of rope on it. This is one of those survival things that you need to have in your pack. It's going to take me a little while, and I'll have a lashing demo on another video later on this season. But I'm going to use some parachute cord. Works very, very well. And I'm going to go ahead and lash both ends of this bow to these two pieces of tree. We started out with my half hitch and just go do a regular lashing. And I'll fast forward it here to make sure you don't have to watch all of this. Alright, and that's that. So I have the bow lashed, and I've made sure that I have a branch right above it so that I can have something that will pull my drawstring and keep it taut. Here's where my last two pieces of this trap come in. I've got a small trigger stick, and I've got a rope attached to one end of that. Okay, very simple. What I'm going to do, and as with most of these traps, you're going to have to vary the length of your rope, change your stick around. Everything has to adapt. But I'm tying this piece of paracord onto my main drawstring. The other end is tied to my smallest trigger stick. Okay, that's the first step. I've already gone about and calibrated it. It's just going to take some trial and error to make this. My second part and piece is going to be a long trigger stick. Okay, and I've got a string holding onto here and a little bait bag. That's what I'm going to do right now. This is where the dangerous part comes in. You need to make sure that all of your knots are tied in securely. You do not want anything to come undone at this time. I'm going to take my trigger stick, pulling back my bow, And again, even though this is 25 pounds, it can do a lot of damage. I'm going to try not to put my hand up through this bow, just in case something comes loose, which the more knots I tie, the more chances of something going wrong come about. Alright, so I've got this thing flipped up and around. I've got my trigger stick right here. What I'm going to do is put one end up against one branch, and the other end's going to twist around here, and it's going to keep this stick up here from flying back and around on me. Alright, it's going to keep this bow taut. If everything works out, it'll hang just like that. Okay, and it's pretty much ready for your arrow right now. So, the arrow, I'm going to use a broadhead. Make sure everything is on there tight. This is where it gets a little hairy. Again, I'm going to try not to put my hand through this, hurt myself. All right. So, as carefully as I can, I'll put this arrow on here. Knock it, if it would just stay. And we're good to go. Alright, so if this thing was set, if I was ready to leave it alone, I would already have some corn nuts, something very aromatic, something that the raccoon or whatever I'm going after would want to eat. The raccoon, whatever kind of creature would come up, it would pull on the bag. This would pull this lever undone, and the arrow shoots down.